All right, buckle up, everyone, because today we're diving deep, deep, deep into a world that's closer than you think.
Closer than we think, that's right.
We're talking about, that's right, those red squirrels, the ones you see darting around, but not just any squirrel behavior.
No, no.
Today, we're talking all about
Comfort.
comfort behavior.
That's great.
And you've got research here, not just from observing them in the wild. We've got the full experience.
Yeah, controlled settings, outdoor enclosures. We can really see what they do when they're, just relaxing, feeling good.
Yeah. Like we're getting a peek into, a squirrel spa day, right?
Absolutely.
What do they do to feel good? So first off, grooming. We all know squirrels are meticulous
Very meticulous.
about their fur, but there's a whole system to it.
There is.
So give us the rundown. What are we talking about?
Well, they've got their licking and chewing. They've got scratching with those hind legs.
Oh, the hind legs, yeah.
And then they brush with their forepaws.
So it's a full body experience.
Full body, just like you'd get at a spa.
Now here's the thing that caught my eye, right? They rub their forepaws on the corners of their mouths before they do the head grooming.
Yes. Isn't that interesting? It's like, what are they doing? What's going on?
Yeah, is it like a pre-grooming serum? Are they trying to get extra fluffy? What's the deal?
So researchers think in those corners of their mouths, there are these scent glands.
Ah.
And they're transferring that saliva, potentially spreading pheromones.
Uh-huh.
Which are those chemical messages that animals use to talk to each other.
So it's not just about looking good, it's about sending like a signal.
Exactly. It's like their own little billboard, their own way of saying, hey, this is my territory.
Okay, so it's like secret squirrel messages.
Secret squirrel messages, yeah.
I love that.
And speaking of scent, the study also talks about them rubbing their cheeks on objects. So now, are we talking grooming or is this scent marking? And it might be both,
Yeah, it's fascinating.
It really highlights how complex their behavior is. We can't always assume there's a simple explanation.
No, yeah, they're multitasking masters.
Multitasking masters, yeah.
Now, they looked at the order, the sequence of these grooming actions.
Oh, yes. There's a whole sequence to this.
So, is there an actual, dance routine they follow?
There is a pattern, but not every squirrel follows it perfectly. The middle steps, pretty consistent.
Okay.
But the beginning and the end, they might switch things up.
Oh, uh-huh.
So a little individual flair.
So even in grooming, they got their own style.
Absolutely.
Now, is there, a prime time for squirrel spa day?
Oh, yeah. Seems like spring. Springtime is when they're really going at it.
Really?
And guess what coincides with that?
What?
Black flies.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Gotta stay fresh and clean.
Exactly. Gotta look your best, even when you're battling those little pests.
Absolutely. All right, enough about grooming. Let's get into stretching. So they observed them doing a bunch of, squirrel yoga.
Squirrel yoga, I love that.
Right, you got your classic horizontal stretch. They hang upside down.
Yeah, using those branches, that's a good stretch.
And even, stretching against a vertical surface.
Right, like a tree trunk. Amazing flexibility.
So it's super flexible.
Really highlights how they're adapted to life in the trees.
Mm-hmm.
They need to be limber
Oh, yeah.
to navigate that world.
Now, just like grooming, springtime seems to be peak stretching season.
It does, yeah. Maybe they're just stiff after a long winter.
I would be.
Yeah. Or it could be metabolic changes as they become more active.
Right.
Their bodies are ramping up.
Spring cleaning for the squirrels.
Spring cleaning squirrel style.
I like it.
And sometimes they just need to relax, like all of us.
Oh, absolutely.
Kick back.
Mm-hmm.
So we see them in all sorts of resting postures, sitting upright,
Okay, yeah.
sprawled out on their bellies.
Yeah.
And then, of course, curled up in a little ball.
Ah, yeah, like we do on a Sunday afternoon, right?
Exactly.
But without the snacks, hopefully.
Hopefully without the snacks, yeah. Although they probably have their own stash somewhere.
That's true, they do, yeah. But it is interesting how they, change positions depending on the temperature.
Oh, absolutely. Like that curled up position, nose tucked into their fur.
Yeah.
That's got to be for warmth.
Oh, yeah.
That's their little heated blanket.
Makes sense, yeah. Now, get this. The study mentions they observed them dreaming.
Dreaming?
And sometimes even vocalizing in their sleep.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. I wonder what squirrels dream about.
Right. What could possibly be going on in those tiny little brains?
Are they dreaming of, amazing leaps between branches? Or the perfect acorn? I don't know.
Or maybe they're composing little squirrel symphonies.
Yeah. A little acorn orchestra.
All right, so let's get to a less glamorous but very important
Oh, yeah.
topic here. Elimination.
Right. Got to talk about it.
The study mentions two main postures. Okay. You got horizontal on all fours
Uh-huh.
or a vertical stance clinging to a tree.
So even bathroom breaks are like an acrobatic feat.
Apparently so.
It's impressive. And you know what's interesting?
What's that?
Those postures, they haven't been observed in ground squirrels.
Oh, really?
So another adaptation to that treetop lifestyle.
It's all about balance.
Balance, yeah. And avoiding accidents.
Yeah, you gotta be careful where things land when you're up in a tree. Now, the study also mentioned, at least in captivity, they seem to have preferred spots.
Oh, really? Like their favorite bathroom stall?
Yeah, exactly. Could this be a scent marking thing again?
It could be, leaving their mark, this tree's taken.
Right.
But it could also just be habit, or convenience, like a spot with a good view.
Maybe they like a room with a view. Who knows?
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we were talking about those scent glands earlier.
Those scent glands.
Could they play a role in, well, squirrel romance?
Squirrel romance? Well, pheromones are all about communication, right?
Right.
And what better way to attract a mate than with a nice scent? It's like their version of a, dating profile picture.
Okay, so that little paw rub is like, hey there, good looking.
Exactly. But, scent isn't just about attraction. It's about boundaries, too.
No, true.
It's about territory, letting others know who's boss. It's like drawing a line in the bark and saying, this is my turf.
Right. So much information in just a little sniff. It's incredible. Now, let's talk about something we all do,
Okay.
but probably don't think much about. Nose blowing?
Nose blowing. Interesting.
Now, it turns out it might be more than just clearing out dust.
Oh, really?
What else could it be?
Well, researchers think it could actually be a way to enhance their sense of smell.
Really? Like giving your nose a little reset?
Yeah, like hitting the refresh button, because remember, scent's so important to them.
Yeah, for finding food.
Finding food, attracting mates, marking territory.
So a good sense of smell is crucial for squirrel success.
Absolutely crucial. It's like their superpower.
I never thought about it like that. It's amazing what you can learn just from observing, these simple behaviors.
Right. There's so much going on beneath the surface.
Speaking of observations, I have a question about something I found interesting in this study. You know how we were talking about all those stretches they do?
Oh, yeah, the squirrel yoga.
Well, they noticed that active hind leg stretches were pretty rare in the tree squirrels.
That is interesting. You'd think they'd need to stretch those legs after all that jumping and climbing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. They get that stretch passively just by hanging upside down.
Oh, wow. Talk about efficient.
It's built in.
Built-in stretching. Like they're stretching without even trying.
It's like their version of, yoga on the go.
Yoga on the go. I love it.
It makes you wonder how many other, subtle adaptations we miss just by not paying close enough attention.
Absolutely. It's a good reminder to really observe the world around us.
Okay, I have to ask about this aloe grooming.
Aloe grooming.
Is that just a fancy word for squirrels giving each other back scratches?
Well, it's kind of like that, but it's a lot more than just back scratches.
Okay.
It's social.
So it's more than just a spa day for two.
It's about bonding, building trust. It's like their version of networking.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so why would they spend time grooming each other when they could just do it themselves?
Well, there's those hard-to-reach spots, like we might need help with a knot in our hair,
Right.
but it also releases endorphins.
Ah, the feel-good chemicals.
Exactly. Creates that sense of closeness, which is really important for a social species like squirrels.
Yeah, so it's like a bonding ritual.
It is. And it can help reduce stress, after a conflict.
So it's like their way of saying, hey, it's okay. We cool.
Yeah, we're still buddies.
I love that. It's
Yeah.
fascinating. These tiny little diplomats using grooming.
They are. And aloe grooming can also be linked to dominance hierarchies. Subordinate squirrels might groom dominant ones as a way of showing respect or appeasement.
So like paying tribute to the Squirrel King.
Kinda, yeah. Helps maintain that social order.
Wow. I'm starting to think we underestimate these little guys. They're more complex than we give them credit for.
They really are. And speaking of underestimating, remember those forepaw rubs?
You mean the pheromone thing?
Yeah. Well, aloe grooming adds a whole other layer to that. Imagine a dominant squirrel spreading their scent onto subordinates during grooming.
Whoa. It's like scent, grooming, and social status all rolled into one.
Exactly. It's fascinating how it all ties together.
My mind is blown. I'm seeing squirrels in a whole new light now.
Yeah, they're more than meets the eye, that's for sure.
Mm.
But before we wrap up our little squirrel spa adventure here,
Yeah.
I ask about those elimination postures.
Oh, yeah.
Why the horizontal or the clinging to the tree,
Right. Well, it seems like it's really specific to those tree-dwelling squirrels.
Sure. Another adaptation to that lifestyle. Imagine a ground squirrel trying to hang upside down.
Oh, yeah, not a pretty picture.
Not a pretty picture.
Yeah,
So it's all about, keeping things clean and balanced up there.
right. Got to be graceful even when nature calls.
Exactly. Hygienic, too. Think about it. They build those nests in the trees. You don't want to make a mess of their own home.
That's true.
Yeah.
Talk about bad feng shui, right?
Right, exactly.
But they also, like, they prefer those specific spots, at least in captivity. They were observing that.
Yeah.
So it's like they have their favorite stalls in the squirrel public restrooms.
Yeah. Maybe it's a scent marking thing again,
Yeah.
leaving that message occupied.
Right, right.
But it could also just be, comfort, convenience, maybe a spot with a good view.
Maybe they like a room with a view. Who knows?
Yeah,
Well, I think we've covered it all,
I think so.
head to tail.
Head to tail.
It's incredible how, these behaviors that we see every day, we might not think much of.
Right. Reveals so much about their lives.
They really do. It's a good reminder to pay attention to the world around us, even those little creatures we see all the time.
Yeah, so next time you see a squirrel, grooming, stretching, even taking care of business.
Yeah,
Remember, there's a whole world of complexity behind those actions.
exactly. They might seem simple, but there's so much going on. Adaptations, social structures, maybe even dreams.
Who knows what other secrets they're hiding?
Right. That's the fun part. There's always more to learn.
Exactly. Keep observing, keep asking questions. Maybe you'll be the one to uncover the next big squirrel mystery.
That's right. It's a big world out there, even in our own backyards.
Absolutely. Well, on that note, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the fascinating world of red squirrel comfort behavior. We'll see you next time.